I ask myself, and I want to ask anyone who supports the left here in America, what American in their right mind would fight for the ultra-wealthy, elite, evil globalists to control their destiny over individual liberty and American freedoms that allow them to control their own destiny? The true political fight here in America is no longer Republican versus Democrat. It is America first versus globalists. It is the American patriot versus the elite swamp, whether they be in Washington or anywhere else in the world. And it comes down to good versus evil. Look through all of the nonsensical opinions and lies that the elite media has thrown out. America first is for free trade. Donald Trump said that this weekend. Came right out and said it at the G7. Of course, it was overlooked by the mainstream media. He wants free trade, zero tariffs, zero barriers. The only reason he put tariffs on anything at all was in response to the way Americans have been treated in the past. What he ultimately wants is totally free trade. And that's what the America First movement is all about. Total freedoms. America First is for individual liberty and the American way. Small government, where most, if not all, of government power and control rests with local governments. More power closest to where the individuals themselves live. Where the government and the people in this government should know more about what people in their area actually need. Farmers' needs are much different than people who live in cities, and it is the people closest to them that should provide these services. The elite globalists, the left here in this country, the now Democrats, are for bigger government, bigger and bigger, all the way into worldwide government control like they have now in the EU. They are doing this because a bigger government would control trillion-dollar budgets. And that would make these uber rich people even richer. We're not talking about regular wealthy people that you see on the street driving their Mercedes-Benz. We're talking about the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Soros, and the Bushes. The secret society people, the uber rich. Like the America First movement has taken over the Republican Party recently, the elite globalists have spent decades taking over the Democratic Party. I mean, look, there are globalists still left in the Republican Party, but we're getting them out. Like John McCain, he's still a Republican, but he is an out-and-out admitted globalist. Look at his tweet just this past weekend. He literally stabbed the sitting president of the United States in the back, along with the 62 million people that voted for him. He told his elite globalist friends at the G7 that most of Americans are for globalism, and that the globalists inside of America will be taking back power soon, and just to be patient. And their plan for America is to join these elite globalists, like the one world government they are trying to install. There's a reason America had a revolution to break free of European control back in the 18th century. The globalists back then were just as bad as the globalists of today. They're elites who consider themselves above other people, more righteous, and therefore worthy to command control of the lives they deem lesser. This is why slavery was so acceptable back then, and why the globalist elites on the left go around today speaking from moral high ground, speaking down to people that do not fall in line and agree with them automatically. It is this false sense of moral superiority that their followers now try to install. What they do, they don't use facts in their arguments, if you notice. They just assume that they are right in all things. Therefore, anyone who does not automatically just agree with them must not only be wrong, but evil. They just throw out insults and labels. Facts are not necessary to these sheep. It is all about time Americans start calling out these globalist elite followers for what they are. Dumb, useful idiots working against not only what's best for America, but against their own self-interests. After all, what American in their right mind would fight for the uber-wealthy, elite, evil globalists to control their destiny over individual liberty and American freedoms to control their own destiny? Wake up, Americans. Wake up.